Somewhere in the world right now, inside an old drawer, a forgotten jar, or maybe even your own pocket, there are coins that look completely ordinary, but are actually worth far more than anyone could imagine. Most people spend them, ignore them, or toss them aside, without ever realizing they might have just held a small fortune in their hands. And today, I'm going to show you 3 coins, each one with a unique story, each one with hidden value, and one of them might already be sitting in your collection. So before you skip this video, take a moment, because what you're about to see might completely change the way you look at coins forever. First coin, 1943 steel penny. Now let's start with something truly unusual, a coin that was born out of war, the 1943 steel penny. Back in 1943, during World War II, the United States needed copper, desperately. Copper was essential for ammunition and military equipment, so the government made a bold decision. They stopped making pennies out of copper, and switched to steel coated with zinc. That's why this coin doesn't look like a normal penny at all. Instead of that familiar brown color, it has a cold, silver-like appearance, almost like a dime. Specifications: value, $0.01, weight, 2.702 grams, diameter, 19.05 mm, composition, 99% steel with zinc coating. At first glance, this coin might not seem very special. Millions of them were made, and today, most are only worth a few cents, maybe a few dollars in better condition. But here's where things get interesting. Over time, many of these coins started to rust, or lose their coating, so finding one in perfect condition is actually much harder than you'd expect, and those high-grade versions can sell for hundreds, sometimes even thousands of dollars. But here's the most important part: if you ever find a 1943 penny, try using a magnet. If it sticks, it's steel, but if it doesn't, you might be holding something extremely rare. Second coin, 1955 Lincoln cent. Now let's move on to a coin that collectors quietly pay close attention to, the 1955 Lincoln cent. This coin was produced in San Francisco, and features the iconic design created by Victor David Brenner, the same design that has been recognized for generations. Specifications: country, United States. Year, 1955. Mint mark, S, San Francisco. Mintage, 44-610-000. Composition, 95% copper. Now here's the truth. On its own, this coin isn't extremely rare. You might even have one already. But in the world of coin collecting, condition is everything. A worn-out coin might only be worth a few cents, but a perfectly preserved example can jump to hundreds of dollars. And then, there's something even more exciting, a famous error from the same year, the 1955 double-die penny. This error caused the text on the coin to appear doubled, and it's one of the most famous minting mistakes in U.S. history. Collectors love it, and some of those coins have sold for thousands, even tens of thousands of dollars. So if you ever come across a 1955 penny, take a closer look, because the smallest detail could make the biggest difference. Third coin, 2019 Canada 5-cent big silver coin. Now for the final coin, and this one is completely different. This isn't something you'd find in everyday change. This is a modern collector's masterpiece, the 2019 Canada 5-cent big coin produced by the Royal Canadian Mint. This coin was never meant for circulation. It was created purely for collectors. Specifications: weight, 157.6 grams, diameter, 65.25 mm, composition, 99.99% pure silver. Mintage, only 1/250, and yes, it's huge compared to a normal coin. It's also gold-plated, with a stunning proof finish, meaning it has a mirror-like shine. Because of its limited mintage, this coin instantly became desirable. Collectors around the world rushed to get one, and today, its value continues to grow. This coin represents something important, not just history, but craftsmanship, rarity, and exclusivity. Extended OUTRO. So now think about this: 3 coins, 3 completely different stories. One made during a global war, one shaped by subtle details and collector demand, and one created as a modern treasure. And yet, all of them have something in common. Hidden value. The truth is, most people never pay attention to coins, they overlook them, ignore them, or spend them without a second thought, but collectors, they see something different, they see history, mistakes, rarity, and opportunity, so the next time you find an old coin, don't just walk away, take a closer look, because one small detail could turn something ordinary into something extraordinary. Final line sometimes. The smallest hold the biggest secrets.